I think it's huge for Rodgers in a personal level, and I also think it's huge for the Packers. I know it's early in the season. You can say don't press any panic buttons. And Packers don't seem to have their mojo just yet. I know they beat the Bears in week 2, but a win over Brady, it's like, all right, we belong. Like, we are that team. I go back to last year when Packers lost that opening week game to the Saints, and everyone's like, what the heck is wrong with the Packers? And they kind of won. They lost. They won. Then they went to Arizona on a Thursday night, and the Cardinals were undefeated, and Rodgers didn't have Devontae Adams. Right. And it was like a total team effort. Rodgers was outstanding using all his complimentary guys. Yeah. And then the Cardinals, come all the way downfield, and the Packers intercept the pass late. Gosh, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, we belong. Mm-hmm. We're one of these teams that we can do this. Awesome. And that pass there was Rasul Douglas, who we know will go on to play a huge role. I don't think many people are picking the Packers to win in Tampa at 4 o'clock in that humidity that we're going to get in Tampa. I feel like if Rodgers and the Packers can come in there on the road and slay Brady, who they have not been able to since 2014, I think that's a major statement for not only Rodgers, and it even is a record from like 1-3 to 2-3 regular season. He has the playoff loss, but like this would be for the Packers. Hey, we can beat Brady in his building. So then when we do play you in January, we're not scared of you here, there, wherever. There is no looming thing of Rodgers can't beat Brady. So I think it's a Packers thing, and it would be really big for that team right now.
Yeah, and certainly for that Packers defense right now, with the additions that they had and what they have going on the corner. I just feel like a win in September right now doesn't mean anything. I don't think in any conversation I've ever had about talking about who's the better quarterback or legacy, a game in September never comes into the equation. Now, a win right now would be huge for Aaron Rodgers, but I just look at the win-loss. I set that aside. It's almost, how does Aaron Rodgers play in this game? Because, look, they could lose the game, and if Aaron Rodgers throws for 350 yards, given what's going on right now offensively, that to me is a win for him. And I know it's all about W's and losses in football. That's what the bottom line is with the NFL. But this is about Aaron Rodgers and the perception of him when you look at the aspect of going against this Bucs defense. It's not about him versus Brady. He's been rocked by this defense before. The last time we saw him against the Bucs, it was in the championship game. He was getting sacked 5 times. He went down, no Bakhtiari, which he's not going to have in this game too. But I go back to 2 years ago, in 2020, when they played down in Tampa. Aaron Rodgers was awful. I mean, he had a 34 quarterback rating, pick 6 to Jamel Dean, throws another pick 3 plays later to Mike Edwards. So Aaron Rodgers got to be looking at some of the film and saying, all right, Todd Bowles has my number here. I'm having a hard time. And then there you see him getting knocked down by Ndamukong Suh. I mean, it was a rough day at the office for him. I feel like how Aaron Rodgers plays and his stats are much more important than the actual win right now for Aaron Rodgers' legacy against Tom Brady.
The Brady-Rodgers thing, we love it. I agree with you. There's been no more impressive defense in the league than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Rodgers is going to have his hands full. And how weird is it that all the talk about the Packers' weapons, that they have the better, more experienced weapons and wide receivers in this game than the Bucs? Understand how big this is. That Mike Evans thing is massive. Mike Evans is not playing. Chris Godwin is hurt. Julio Jones is hurt. Like, that Cole Beasley thing, he may be out there making 12 catches.
Number one.
You know what I'm saying? Gronk's not coming back. All of a sudden, Brady's looking around like, who the hell are all these guys? So I think actually Rodgers, just with his dudes, actually has a better crew. So I don't think it's Brady versus Rodgers, of course. And yet, they've played 4 times. Should we do just a little bit of eye candy? Should we do a little Brady-Rodgers eye candy? I have broken down each of their post-game exchanges after the 4 wins. Let's go to 2014, the only one that Brady lost, and just watch how quickly he is out of there. Goodbye, gone. Now Brady starts winning. It's Pat, come here, bring it in. You're so great. Love you, respect you. And Rodgers is doing that pat like I'm
this
done.
One as the 2 goats.
The 2 goats, gun. All right, now again, the one you mentioned, 2020. Brady, come here, man. How you doing? What's going on? Just all this conversation, and Rodgers is doing the I'm done pat. Then they meet again later, of course, in the playoff game. Terrible loss for the Packers. Rodgers stone-faced and ashen. The pat. 3 wins for Tom Brady over Aaron Rodgers. The only one, we've mentioned it ad nauseum now, 8 years ago is the only time Aaron Rodgers has beaten Tom Brady. And look, it's week 3. This is not going to make or break their season. I really can't get into the legacy conversations with a week 3 game. And yet I always say, for the next 50 years, Aaron Rodgers will be asked about Tom Brady. It's only to what you're saying about the last time we're going to see this. If that's true, is it because Brady is done or Rodgers is done?
Right.
Or are they both done? And if they're both done, that means they go into the Hall of Fame together. And I don't see that happening. It just, that doesn't work for me. You know what I'm saying?
And it also means if they both leave it this year, it means that one of them didn't win the Super Bowl.
Right. So I don't. Maybe it is the last time, but I don't know why. Who is more likely to be done after this? I would think it'd probably be Brady by a nose, but I can't imagine it being both. Just I don't see the two of them going into the Hall of Fame together in 5 years. I don't.
Really interesting.
I know.
Kind of like how you said the universe can't handle an Eagles-Bills Super Bowl.
We're not ready for it.
Glendale. I don't think the universe could handle those two Hall of Famers going in the same year. Like,
Yeah, and I don't think those two guys could handle it. I think both of their egos are way too big.
That's what I.
We have to split up two different days.
Yeah, I know, way too big.
Yeah, way too big egos. So remember how I wanted to hire a body language expert for Jimmy Garoppolo on the sideline with the 49ers and just like what it was all going to mean? Like, okay, I can repurpose the budget for the body language expert for all of those post-game exchanges. Because, like, what does it mean when one of them has their helmet on and the other one doesn't? And, like, are they smiling? The eye contact, how long did it last? I love this matchup. And it makes me sad that this game in particular, and I think this is why I hate reading that in the script, that this could be the last time, because this game doesn't have, like, the quarterback juice that I want it to. And it's because of all of those absent wide receivers.
I know, it's annoying.
And also the disconnect that Rodgers seems to have with his wide receivers from this season. In the preseason, he was trying to tell us he was having lunch with them to try to get to know them. Tom Brady doesn't have enough time to have lunch with the guys that he's thrown to this weekend. But it's Rodgers for me. If he wins this game, regardless of if it's the last one, this is a bit of a mic drop for him, I think, because it has been not pretty. And he just seems like a guy who's going to be asked about this stuff. We have been on a roller coaster of emotions with Aaron Rodgers. It feels like in the last 5 years, I would say. We kind of ride by his mood, essentially. And can you imagine the elation we would see, not just tomorrow, next week, but really if he is able to pull this one off and just make the score a little bit less lopsided against Tom Brady? I think we would see a different tune from Rodgers just in his post-playing days career. I think he needs this one. I think he needs it more than Tom Brady. Jason, though, played with one Tom Brady, so maybe he has some insight into what this would mean for a win for either side. Jason, what do you think about this debate?
For me, I get fired up about this because I got a chance to play in these games. In 2018, we played against the Green Bay Packers when I was on New England. And just the atmosphere that it brings. The stars are out. It was Sunday Night Football. I think I looked on the sideline. 50 Cent was there in the pregame. So it's just a beautiful thing to see these two go at it. But for me, I'm with Sean. Like, it's September. It's week 3. If they win, the Packers are 2-1, and now they're moving forward with their season. But I do think for Aaron Rodgers, if this is possibly the last time because one of them walks away, it gives him the last laugh. You remember when they were getting ready to go against each other out there playing golf, Brady took to Twitter to just continue to go at Aaron Rodgers. One of the tweets he put forward was he was just going at him. You see right here, 2 old guys against 2 young bucks. Better get used to laying up because we know Aaron Rodgers isn't going for it. That was in that game where LaFleur decided to kick the field goal when they're down 7 points, and Brady has always been poking that fun at Aaron Rodgers. So this gives him a chance to have possibly the last laugh as they ride off into the sunset. But I'm with you, Kyle. No way these guys go into the Hall of Fame. Even as a fan, I don't want to see that. When it's in Canton, Ohio, I want to see one of these guys be the prime ones going into the Hall. So they cannot share the spotlight. But for Aaron Rodgers, gives him the last laugh. 2-1, you're moving on to week 4. That's all it means.